The Knights with a thrilling win in Game 1. The Steamers down to what could be their final game of the season. The Knights with a 1-0 series lead. The second game of the doubleheader set to get underway here at historic Hicks Field. Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Smedley getting set for Game 2. You're watching Edenton Steamers baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube page. Game 1, a thrilling 7-6 come from behind victory for the visiting Greenbrier Knights. They scored 5 unanswered runs in the 7th and the 8th inning, down 6-2, scored a run in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, punctuated by a 2 RBI go-ahead single by Luke off to take the lead. John McCarthy came in and delivered 6 innings, gave up 5 unearned runs, and won the game for the Greenbrier Knights, who are 1 win away from going to the championship series and upsetting the #1 seed Edenton Steamers, who lost just their 12th game of the season, and one of only 2 games where they've blown at least a 4-run lead. Game 2, both teams set. No national anthem. We'll get right into it. The Steamers will be the home team in their teal with black and tan across the front jerseys with white pants, and the Knights in their light blue uniforms. The starting lineups as the umpires making a change around here, standing in front of home plate, getting set for action. The lineup for the visiting Knights, leading off the center fielder Trent Hanchy. Batting second, the right fielder, number 5, Brody Miller. Batting third, the third baseman, number 19, Scott McDonough. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 13, Jake Tone. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 24, Kenny Shadle. Batting sixth, the shortstop, who had 2 hits in Game 1, number 17, Zach Will. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 29, Bryce Lane. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 2, Luke Off. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 11, Corbin McLeod. And batting 10th, the second baseman, number 26, Joshua Holland. Hanchy, Miller, McDonough, Tone, Shadle, Will, Lane, McLeod, and Holland, all behind right-hander John Hawley. For the Steamers, leading off the shortstop, number 3, Luke Myers. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 23, Jackson Ellison. Batting third, the left fielder, number 12, Davis Halstead. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 29, Gabe Kirk. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 4, Ty Johnson. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 9, Tyler Overitis. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 7, Ty Garza. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 10, Nate Paulson. Batting ninth, the extra hitter, number 5, Giomar Santana. And batting 10th, the center fielder, number 16, Drifton Paget. Myers, Ellison, Halstead, Kirk, Johnson, Overitis, Garza, Paulson, Santana, and Drifton Paget, all behind right-hander number 15, the Edenton, North Carolina native, Hank Downham, who is going to start what could be the final game of the season for the Steamers. The umpires, same from Game 1, just switching it up around the diamond. Freddie Rivera putting on the equipment and going to be behind the plate. Rick Henderson going to be the first base umpire, and Mark Hotalin shifts around to third base. As both teams finishing up the warm-up tosses, the Greenbrier Knights joining the Tarboro River Bandits, both taking Game 1 in the PCL semifinals. The Knights coming in with just 4 wins in their shortened regular season. A lot of postponements, a lot of changes to their schedule. And they are 1 win away from advancing to the PCL championship game, which will take place Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Steamers, after coming now from the hearts of defeat, have to bounce back and keep their season, which has been one of the best in recent memory, alive. Both teams getting set. We'll take a quick break. Steamers, Knights, Game 2 set to get underway. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field umpire meeting. Assistant coach Delton Stallings joined by head coach for the Greenbrier Knights, Chuck Slaughter, going over the lineup cards for both teams. Coach Justin Hill, a meeting with his ball club over by the third base line in a win or go home ball game in game number 2. An update in the other series taking shape on the other side of the bracket. The Tarboro River Bandits up 5-0. The Outer Banks Scallywags, just like the Steamers, fighting for their playoff lives after losing 14-4 last night in Manio. The River Bandits looking to close it out at home. The Steamers on the flip side looking to take the second game here and force what would be a deciding Game 3 tomorrow night. The teams have broken out of the huddle. The Steamers out defensively. Hank Downham out to the mound as the Knights getting set to take the plate on the mound for the Steamers. Hank Downham just graduated from Edenton High School in the spring, set to attend Pitt Community College. The third Downham brother to pitch and or play for the Steamers, and he's here in a winner-go-home ball game in Game 2 of the PCL playoffs. So far this season, Downham 9 games played, 3 starts, 24 innings pitched, 1-0 with a 5.64 ERA, 1.79 whip, 10.50 Ks per 9, 15 earned runs, 19 walks, 24 hits allowed, and 28 Ks. It's his first start since a few weeks ago against Outer Banks. Downham on July 26th versus Outer Banks. 3 innings. He gave up 7 earned runs, and the Steamers come from behind victory 12-11 in that ball game. That game clinching, the Steamers' number 1 seed in this Premier Collegiate League playoffs, and the Knights a win away from sending the number 1 seed home for the rest of the summer. The starting lineup for the visiting Knights, leading off Trent Hanchy, the center fielder, number 35. Batting second, Brody Miller. Batting third, Scott McDonough. Jake Tone batting fourth. Kenny Shadle batting fifth. Zach Will, the shortstop, batting sixth. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 29, Bryce Lane. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 2, the hero from Game 1, Luke Uff. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 11, Corbin McLeod. And batting 10th, the second baseman, number 26, Joshua Holland. And on the mound again, Hank Downham, featuring a fastball, a slider, a rare changeup on the hill from the right-hander. All starts with that fastball command in his last start against Outer Banks. Struggled with that fastball location, fell behind in the count, and gave up a lot of big hits, extra base hits to the Scallywags. Home plate umpire Freddie Rivera cleaning off home plates as Trent Hanchy stepping up. Hanchy with a hit in 4 at-bats for him in game number 1. Third game, 10 at-bats, 3 total hits, 2 singles, a home run, 2 RBIs. In limited action late in the season. Waiting here, the mask is on. Downham toes the rubber for Game 2 of the PCL semifinals. Steamers, Knights. And the first pitch from Downham, and we're underway in Game 2, and it's a fastball high. It's 1-0 to Trent Hanchy. The outfielder from Virginia Wesleyan University. The senior back in the leadoff spot for the Knights in Game 2, and the 1-0 is a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. Downham, one of his strengths is the strikeout stuff. Multiple outings with 7 strikeouts on the hill. The 1-1 to Hanchy, a check swing, no swing, called no appeal as well. Appeal to third, there's the appeal. Mark Hotalin saying no swing, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. To the center fielder. It's been a godsend for this Knights offense, captaining the top spot in the lineup. The 2-1 is outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike for Trent Hanchy. His addition has been able to move Brandon Miller, down to the second spot. And the 3-1, big cut and a miss. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brody Miller, excuse me. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Hanchy. Another fastball from Downham. Was played his last 4 years right on this field. The 3-2 pitch from Hanchy. In there on the inside corner, called strike 3. Downham, a tone-setting strikeout in the first. And there's 1 away in the top half of the first. Another excellently put fastball by Downham on the inside half. And now Brody Miller to the plate. Miller 0 for 4 in the first game. Reached on a walk. And the first pitch to him is low. Hit a single late in that ball game. 1 for 4. Ball and no strikes. Ruben Costin entered the pen for the Steamers in the first game. Allowed 4 runs and the 5-run comeback late for the Knights. Steamers scored 5 in the 5th, went up 6-2. Greenbrier scoring 1 in the 7th and 4 in the 8th against Costin and Gianna Scully. And the 1-1 pitch to Miller is outside. Now head coach Justin Hill put in the local kid in a huge spot. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch from Downham, a fastball, swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Downham occasionally mixes in that slider. He gets in a good spot. See if he goes to it here against the lefty Miller. And the pitch, fastball, foul back, and it remains 2-2. A tale of the tall right-handers here in Game 2. The 6'7 Downham and the 6'6 John Hawley who on the other side looking to send his team to the championship series. The 2-2 pitch from Downham is a fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Downham putting up the strikeouts with ease to start. 2 strikeouts to the left-handed hitting outfielders. And now Scott McDonough to the plates. Scott McDonough had a hit in game 1. 16 now on the season. And the first pitch to him from Downham is a fastball low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. To Scott McDonough. Downham the pitch. And it's low, 2 balls and no strikes. Hank Downham set to attend Pitt Community College. Teammate on the Steamers, Chris Morris, going to Pitt Community College as well. The 2-0 pitch to McDonough is high, and it's now 3 balls and no strikes. To the Richmond, Virginia native, standing 6'5", 210 at the plate. At third base again in game 2, despite a handful of errors and blunders in the field in game 1. The 3-0 pitch, fastball fouled off, and it goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Scott McDonough, with Jake Tone, game number 2, the catcher, on deck. Corbin McLeod catching game 1 for the Knights. The 3-1 pitch to McDonough is in on the inside corner, called strike 2. Freddie Rivera waving everyone off, gave the strike 3 call. Forgot the count. And giving the wave off. The apologies around to everyone. Happens time and time again, as head coach Chuck Slaughter just going to come out and hear the explanation. But imagine just an apologies from Rivera. Just gave the big strike call, and now head coach Chuck Slaughter just having a few words. And after a brief interaction, both stepping aside, same crew of umpires as last night and tonight, doing now games 1 and 2 of the PCL semifinals. After the confusion, 3 balls and 2 strikes to McDonough. And the pitch from Downham, fastball, high, ball 4. Very similar pitch from Downham. Rivera calling it ball 4, and McDonough goes down to first with a 2-out walk. Fastball on the inside half, high and in to the third baseman McDonough, and now the catcher Jake Tone. The walks coming back to bite the Steamers in game 1, and the first pitch to Tone is driven in the air to center. Playable for the center fielder Paget. He's underneath of it, and he makes the catch to end the inning. 2 strikeouts, a flyout, and a walk left stranded in the first. We go to the bottom of the first. The Knights 0 and the Steamers coming up. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Trowon County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field. Right-hander John Hawley finishing up his warm-up tosses on the mound. Let's see who the Steamers are lining up tonight. Leading off, the shortstop, number 3, Luke Myers. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 23, Jackson Ellison. Batting third, the left fielder, number 12, Davis Halstead. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Gabe Kirk, number 29, a 3 RBI double in Game 1 of this series. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 4, Ty Johnson. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 9, Tyler Overitis. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 7, Ty Garza. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 10, Nate Paulson. Batting ninth, the extra hitter, number 5, Chiomar Santana. And batting 10th, the center fielder, number 16, Drifton Paget. Myers, Ellison, Halstead, Kirk, Johnson, Overitis, Garza, Paulson, Santana, and Paget, all behind Hank Downham, facing off against John Hawley. You could say he is the ace of the Greenbrier Knights staff. His 9th game pitched of the season, 3 starts, 20 1/3 innings pitched, 0-0, 15 hits allowed, 5 earned runs, 27 strikeouts, a 1.72 ERA. And his 4th game against the Steamers this season, 2 relief appearances on June 8th and Saturday's game on June 29th. 3 innings there, and then 5 1/3 on July 8th. Gave up 3 earned runs in that ball game, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. He has 10 strikeouts combined against the Steamers in the first 3 appearances. Luke Myers will lead it off. Luke Myers a hit in the first game. Now in his 41st game of the season, and the first pitch to him is low, ball 1 as he walks around the batter's box, and it's 1-0. Myers, the team MVP of the season, looking to jumpstart something here in the first, and he takes the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. The 6'6" righty from Virginia Beach, set to attend Bryan and Stratton College. Fastball breaking pitch on the mound, and the 1-1, a fastball fouled off. Similarly to Downham, Hawley, it starts with that fastball command. Works an excellent slider, curveball off of it. Two-pitch pitcher. Has a changeup as well. And the 1-2 to Myers. There's that breaking pitch. Line foul down the first base line. And it goes to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Mr. Durable, Luke Myers. Mentioned every game. Second base started the year. He's been at shortstop ever since. And the 1-2 fouled off the bats. Inside fastball hit off the knob of the bat, and it remains 1-2. The Nanticoke, Pennsylvania native. Maryland, University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Durability on display as well in the spring. 52 games played. 50 games started. First and second on the team. And the 1-2 pitch, swung on, line drive to second. 2 hops, Holland corrals it, throws to first, and in time to get Myers. Let's see who the Knights have defensively for game number 2. Behind the plate is Jake Tone. Over at first base is Kenny Shadle. At second base, who made the play, is Joshua Holland. Shortstop Zach Will, who made an incredible fielder's choice play in the first game. Over at third is Scott McDonough. In left field for the Knights is Luke Off. In center field is Trent Hanchey. And in right field is Brody Miller. Now batting second for the Steamers, the designated hitter, number 23, Jackson Ellison, was the left fielder in game number 1. And the first pitch from Hawley is on the outside corner. At fastball, bearing down on the left-handed hitting Ellison. Standing 5'10", 145 in the box. And the 0-1, another fastball. This one misses low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jackson Ellison, from Adlet, North Carolina, set to attend North Carolina Wesleyan College. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, swing and a miss. 3 straight fastballs from the right-hander Hawley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Davis Halstead was a late entrant to game 1, is on deck. And the 1-2 fastball chopped foul down the first base line. It's 1-2. Jackson Ellison this season for the Steamers. Another late entrant for the Clams, just his 17th game of the season. Came in late, some outfield depth, and has become nearly an everyday starter for the Steamers down the stretch. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. An overpowering fastball from Hawley strikes out Ellison, and there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. All fastballs from the right-hander, and he gets his first strikeout of the game, and now Davis Halstead stepping in. Davis Halstead came in to pitch run for Tate Abbott in game 1. He singled in his only other at-bat. And the first pitch to him is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Davis Halstead was a pleasure to have him on the broadcast a few games ago Saturday when the 2 teams faced off. And the 1-0 fouled back, joking around. Team has a yard card. Talk about for players. Can put it out for a batter, a yard card calling really any it seemed like outcome from what I understood. Halstead calling Morris out, Chris Morris. But a home run, ended up striking out. And the 1-1 is low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. After the game the next day at batting practice, get a smile out of Morris. Shake of the head for his teammate, both in their 2nd season. Halstead looking to jumpstart something in the first. The 2-1 on the inside corner. Another excellent fastball from the right-hander John Hawley. That fastball placement has been pinpoint from the 6'6 righty. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hawley the sign, and the pitch. Breaking ball high, and the count is full. To the man that goes by Day, Davis Halstead. Batting 3rd in the lineup, Gabe Kirk moved down. Chris Morris out of the game 2 lineup. The 3-2 pitch, fastball, low ball 4, an emphatic toss of the bats, and Halstead down to first. And both teams now with a 2-out walk in the first inning, and Gabe Kirk comes to the plate. Gabe Kirk, 2 hits, 3 RBIs in game 1. He was the final out as well. A runner on second. Lined out to third to win the ball game. Seeing the ball very well at the plate, and the first pitch to him, a fastball inside. 1-0. Kirk visibly frustrated with that at bat. Call he didn't think was a strike, called by Rick Henderson on the outside corner. Tried to poke a breaking ball the other way for a single. Went into the arms of McDonough to seal the Knights' victory. And the 1-0 pitch, low and in, it's 2-0. Davis Halstead over at first base, came in for Abbott, had two attempts at a steal. He has 10 on the season, did not swipe a bag. Second on the team and one of 2 Steamers. 2 stolen bases, time is called. And Freddie Rivera going out, and it was a balk. A balk going to go against John Hawley. And coming out for an explanation are the Knights coaches here. Dustin Slaughter coming out just for some confusion. Another balk between the 2 teams. The second one on Hawley now in 2 straight appearances. John Hawley pitched in Saturday night's Steamers 11-7 win, allowed a triple and a run scoring on a balk. Here tonight in the first inning, a 2-out walk and then a balk on the mound, allowing Davis Halstead to go to second base. Now a second umpire conference. Rick Henderson joining Rivera in a conversation. And now all of the umpires are gathering together. Update from the other ball game in Tarboro. The Tarboro River Bandits a win away from punching their ticket to the championship series. They have a commanding 8-0 lead in the top half of the fifth, with the Scallywags fighting here. The umpire meeting breaking. And for those just joining, a balk card against John Hawley on the 2-0 pitch. And it looks like a change. A change has been made as Halstead will retreat back to first. What was first called a balk is now not a balk, as after some conference with head coach Chuck Slaughter and as the umpires came together, it's now 2 balls and no strikes, and Halstead retreats to first. Seen a lot of wild things this season. Balks, catcher's interferences, wild throws as well, full of walks without 4 balls and runners advancing. But here a balk drawn back and Halstead back to first. And the 2-0 pitch from Hawley as play resumes is in there for a strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Gabe Kirk. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And the pitch from Hawley. Fastball fouled off third base side. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kirk from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. One of 3 Steamers from Michigan, along with Tyler Overitis and Ty Garza. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halstead takes off on the 2-2. Ball gets away from the catcher Tone. Kirk gonna go down to first, and Halstead takes second. Kirk going down to first on ball 3, and confusion continuing to ensue here in the first inning. A non-balk call. Halstead went back to first. 2-1, a foul off by Kirk. Then a ball that got away from Tone that ended up being ball 4 on the field. And the first pitch to Ty Johnson is a breaking ball high. It's 1-0. And the Steamers looking to capitalize on a gift from home plate umpire Freddie Rivera. 2 on, 2 outs. A hole on the right side for the second baseman Ty Johnson. And the 1-0 is low. It's 2 balls and no strikes as Hawley now looking to relocate the zone. Bizarre. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ty Johnson. Fastball getting the bottom part of the zone. And the 1-1. Low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ty Johnson in his 7th game for the Steamers. Since joining the team due to a handful of infield injuries for the ball club. 2 balls and 1 strike. Halstead dancing off of second. And the 2-1 pitch is high. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Johnson. With Tyler Overitis on deck. Overitis did not play in game 1 today. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch from Hawley is a fastball, high, ball 4. The second straight walk from Hawley. 3rd of the inning. Really 3rd straight walk, rather. Halstead walked with 2 outs. Kirk, and really a ghost walk, if you will, and a 2-2 count. And Ty Johnson walking on 5 pitches. And now a mound visit coming out for the right-hander John Hawley as Tyler Overitis coming to the plate. Really has started with that fastball. Excellent pitches from Hawley to the first two batters, and Myers and Ellison getting the strikeout of the latter. And a handful of fastballs outside. Tyler Overitis, 33rd game of the season. 23 hits, 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Been out of the last 3 ball games. Giomar Santana has been behind the plate. And home plate umpire Freddie Rivera going out to break up the conversation, turning into an argument here. It looks like just probably continuing to discuss the balk call. As Mark Hotalin now escorting the Knights pitching coach Dustin Slaughter off of the field. Mound visit is over. 3 straight walks from John Hawley. The bases loaded for the Steamers with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Tyler Overitis up. And the first pitch to Overitis is a fastball right down the chute for strike 1. Defense back all the way around. Shadle, Neal on the grass at first. The 2 middle infielders back on the grass. And the 0-1 is outside. Tone just able to hold on to it. As he's checking his glove, almost went in and out of it. McDonough hovering behind the bag over at third. Outfield pretty straight away. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch from Hawley. Fastball popped up. Third base side. McDonough is playable, and he makes the catch to end the inning. Hawley dances around 3 straight walks. The Steamers leave him loaded. We go to the second inning. Steamers and Knights tied up at 0. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September. Is working with your propane provider a hassle? Then it's time to switch to Faro Gas. For easy and reliable service, Faro Gas offers quick delivery options, nationwide propane supply, online account tools, and a friendly team of professionals, all here to make your life simpler. Get started today with a price quote at FaroGas.com. That's FERRELLGAS.com. Welcome back to the top half of the second inning in a 0-0 ball game between the Steamers and the Greenbrier Knights in Game 2 of the PCL playoffs, the semifinals matchup. Greenbrier holding a 1-0 lead in the series after an incredible 5-run comeback in Game 1. Top of the second, Shadle, Will, and Bryce Lane to lead off. Kenny Shadle, Zach Will, and Bryce Lane against Hank Downham in the second. And the first pitch from Downham is a fastball low and in. It's 1 ball and no strikes to Kenny Shadle. Scored a run in the first game. A part of the 4-run inning in the 8th as well, with a bases loaded walk and an RBI, and he takes the 1-0 pitch outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The first baseman set to attend Lewisburg College in the fall. The 2-0 pitch swung on, driven in the air to left, way back there, and that one is foul, just foul. Had the home run distance from the home run derby participant and winner, Kenny Shadle. It was a matchup between the Steamers and the Knights in the 2023 Home Run Derby in Manio. Davis Halstead and Chris Morris against McDonough and Shadle out dueling Morris in the final round. And the 2-1 is outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Knights looking for a similar result in the playoffs, out dueling the Steamers. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch way outside, ball 4 to Shadle. The second walk for Downham, a fastball that eludes him. And now 1 on with no outs for Zach Will. 2 hits, an RBI, a few strikeouts in game 1. He's up here with 1 on and nobody out. Shadle over at first base. Both pitchers now with 5 combined walks through an inning and a half here in game 2. And the first pitch from Downham is a fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Wonder who each team will use out of the bullpen. Steamers using forearms through the first game. Knights just caps last night in McCarthy in game 1. And the 1-0 pitch to Will is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Will, mentioned before, has taken over that role for the shortstop over Jordan Hill, who's played a few games. The 2-0 pitch to Will is a fastball high. It's 3-0. Downham losing command of the fastball here. He's behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Overitis, the sign behind the plate, and the 3-0. It's a fastball at the top of the zone. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Hank Downham in the spring for John H. Holmes High School. Over his time, 66 Ks in back-to-back seasons. As the 3-1 is fouled off, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The son of John Downham, the head coach, the assistant for many years, right here at historic Hicks Field. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Shadle at first with a leadoff walk. And the pitch from Downham, fastball, cued foul down the first baseline. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball again from Downham. Haven't seen that breaking pitch yet. Like to use that ahead in the count. Hasn't had that command on it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a throw over. Shadle is back. Zach Will from Virginia Beach, Virginia. One of 4 Knights from Virginia Beach. On with the man at first, Kenny Shadle. The next 3-2 from Downham is a fastball high, ball 4. 2 straight walks to begin the top half of the second. And the Knights have 2 runners on for the extra hitter, Bryce Lane. Tyler Overitis looking into the dugout to get the signs from Hill, who directs him out to the mound to talk with the right-hander. Back-to-back walks. Now each pitcher with 3. And Bryce Lane, the freshman infielder from Patrick Henry Community College, played in 5 games in the spring for Patrick Henry. .438 average in 16 at-bats, a home run, 3 RBIs, 7 hits, a double, and a home run against Rockingham Community College. At an RBI double in game 1, at a double. Tried to come around to score, was thrown out at the plate by Drifton Paget. Was a part of the 4-run inning. And now is up looking to put his squad in front. Hole on the right side of the infield with Johnson guarding second. And the first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. A breaking ball from Downham, just high. Lane lays off of it, and it's 1-0. Maybe not the best spot for that breaking pitch for Downham. Could not get it across. And the 1-0, fastball, big cut and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The big swing there from Lane right through it. Both teams without a hit through the first inning and a half, but plenty of traffic on the base paths. And the 1-1 from Downham is a fastball way in, and it's now 2-1. Leaving it way high is the right-hander Downham. And some early stretching going on in the Steamers' pen in a win or go home game number 2. The 2-1 pitch to Lane is a fastball. Misses low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Another close miss. Freddie Rivera hearing it from the home fans. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch below the knees of the 6-3 Lane. 2 walks already. In danger of walking a third, and the pitch swung on, popped up. First base side, Kirk over, and he will watch it go out of play, and the count is full. After 4 straight out of the zone to Shadle, back-to-back 3-2 counts to Will and Lane. Luke Uff on the on-deck circle for the Knights. And the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. A huge pitch from Downham. A breaking ball diving low and away. And Lane goes fishing for out number 1. There's that breaking pitch for Downham. Throwing it in a 3-2 count. And now Luke off to the plate. Huge strikeout for Downham with 2 on. Knights left a runner in the first. The Steamers left him loaded in the bottom half. And now 2 on with 1 out, and the first pitch to Luke Uff is in there for a strike. Luke Uff, the hero in Game 1 for Greenbrier. A 2 RBI single with the bases loaded in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And the 0-1, a big cut and a miss. Another excellent breaking ball for Downham, and it's 0-2. Luke O entered the game in Game 1 with a 154 average with 5 RBIs. He came through with 2 huge ones. In Game 1, the 0-2 is high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. In left field for game number 2 after coming in as the designated hitter in the first ball game. Luke O did not even start the game as the designated hitter for Game 1. Ryland Brown did last night. And the 1-2 missed outside. And it's now 2-2. As cries continuing to come down from the fans here at historic Hicks Field for home plate umpire Freddie Rivera. Not even 2 innings into Game 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Downham to Luke Uff. Checks the runner. And the pitch. Fastball, breaking ball. In there, called strike 3. At the bottom of the zone. Overitis. A beautiful frame, and there's 2 outs in the top of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Overitis, what appeared to be a drop third, caught. Regardless, 2 huge strikeouts for Downham, now 4, and Corbin McLeod, the designated hitter, looking to come through. And the Knights in danger of stranding another few walks here in the second. The first pitch to McLeod is a fastball high, 1-0. Downham's pitch count starting to rise, 43 now. in an inning and 2/3. See how long the leash is for the righty. Limited options. Heading into game 2. The 1-0 pitch to McLeod. Swung on, popped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. McLeod, the designated hitter for game 2, caught the first ball game today as both catchers swapping out, still in the lineup for game 2. McDonough, Shadle out at second. Will at first, two walks and the 1-1. Breaking ball, missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls and 1 strike, a breaking ball, missed for Rivera. 2 balls and 1 strike. Looked like an excellent pitch from Downham that missed outside. The 2-1 to McLeod is fouled off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tension building in the stands here tonight in game 2 of the PCL semifinals. The Knights, a win-or-move-on game, looking to upset the number 1 seed. And the Steamers looking to bounce back and force a game 3 tomorrow night. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch from Downham, swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. McLeod swings through it. Another strikeout for Downham. He strikes out 5 and strikes out 3 in the inning. 2 walks stranded. They go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 ball game. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Is your kid a fan of the Clan? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today.
Hey, my name is Zane Loveday, and you're watching Edenton Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel.
Thank you, Zane. Zane Loveday, might see him tonight in game number 2. You're watching Edenton Steamers playoff baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Jacob Smedley, glad to be with you. Just an inning and a half through game number 2. Tension throughout historic Hicks Field after the fans left stunned after a Knights Game 1 victory. They lead the series 1-0. Bottom of the second, John Hawley back on the hill. Garza, Paulson, and Santana 7-8-9 for the Steamers. And the first pitch from John Hawley is that misses high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Hawley, 3 walks in the first inning, left the bases stranded. And the 1-0 pitch is fouled off. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to the Steamers' third baseman, who reached 4 times in game 1. And the 1-1 pitch, fastball, inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 to Garza. Hawley ready in the 2-1. Fastball fouled off. It's 2-2. Garza reaching 4 times in game 1 on a single, an error, a fielder's choice, also a walk. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, fastball fouled off again. 3rd straight foul ball from the infielder from Grosse Ile, Michigan. Went to Barton College. Sophomore season. And the 2-2. Fastball fouled off again. Another fastball inside. No breaking pitches yet to the infielder for the Steamers. Garza, Nate Paulson, Giomar Santana in the bottom of the second. And the 2-2 from Harley. Fastball cued to first. Shadle coming in, gloves it, takes it to the bag for out number one. Another fastball in on the hands of Garza, and he grounds out for out number one. And now Nate Paulson to the plate. Excellent placement from Harley on the mound. Started outside of the zone, worked his way in against Garza. Now Nate Paulson. No hits in the first game. And in right field again for game two. The first pitch to him, a fastball, a big cut and a miss. Off the outside corner. And it's no balls and one strike. One out in the bottom of the second inning. And the pitch, high, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mentioned earlier, the Knights' Game 1 win, just their second win in 5 games now against the Steamers. 9-5 win in the first game between these two teams as the 1-1 is sharply hit to short. Gloved by Will, the throw across the diamond is in time to get Paulson on a sharply hit ground ball to shorts. And there's 2 outs on a pair of ground outs in the second. Zach Will had an incredible play in Game 1 to get a lead runner and retires Paulson, and now Giomar Santana, the Steamers' number 9 hitter, to the plate. Clams' 3-game winning streak against the Knights also snapped in the first game that ended a little over an hour and a half ago. And the first pitch to Santana is outside, 1-0. First game of the series suspended due to rain last night. Heavy rain in the area. And the 1-0 way inside over the head of Santana. It's 2-0. Play resumed at 5:30 this afternoon. And the Knights winning a thrilling Game 1. The Steamers with their backs against the wall in Game 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch, fastball in there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Giomar Santana took home the Ebersol Heart and Soul Award, one of the 4 award winners this season for the Steamers, as the 2-1 is low and in, along with the Paget brothers. Drifton waits on deck, and Luke Myers. Heart and Soul, Santana, versatility, always ready to go in any role that the coaches have asked him. The 3-1 swung on, high chopper to third. McDonough gloves it on the 1-hop, throws to first in time to get Santana. A 1-2-3 inning for John Harley. Some excellent plays on the infield for the Knights. We head to the third scoreless game at historic Hicks Field. Who's ready to rock? The second annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. We welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 5 p.m. that afternoon, Old Fish Hatchery Records will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 7 p.m. and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 9 p.m. Advance tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rocking event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Welcome back, top half of the third inning here at historic Hicksfield. Steamers and Knights deadlocked at 0. Handful of runners stranded on base for both sides. 10-1-2 for the Knights against Hank Downham in the third. Joshua Holland due up first, and the first pitch to him is fouled off. It's 0-1. Joshua Holland hits, grounded into a double play at the end of game 1, second base. And the two left-handed hitting outfielders, Hanchey and Miller, on deck. And the 0-1 is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hank Downham on the hill tonight. Got other guys, Loveday, Stewart, John Horton. Could see in this ball game. The 1-1 pitch swung on, line drive center field. Paget coming in, and he'll play it on a hop. Joshua Holland with the first base hit for either side. A single to center field, and one on with nobody out for the Knights as the top of the order comes up. A 1-1 fastball blooped into center. Paget playing straight away, had no chance. And now Trent Hanchey to the plate. He struck out his first time. Both him and Miller going down on strikes. And the first pitch to Hanchey's a fastball high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Outfielder Hanchey, teammates with his brother Trey a few years ago. Both of them playing for Norfolk State University. Hanchey transferring to West Virginia Wesleyan. And a big swing and a miss, Virginia Wesleyan University, excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike, a big swing on the fastball from the senior from Norfolk, Virginia. And Downham a throw over, diving back is Holland. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trent Hanchey. Singled in game 1. Has speed on the bases as well. The 1-1. Fastball high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Downham now up to 53 pitches. Just the top half of the third inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch low and in. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to the center fielder with Brody Miller, the right fielder, waiting on deck. Downham gets the sign from Overitis. And a throw back. Holland back safely. Hank Downham started the year out of the bullpen. One of his most dominant starts against Virginia Beach during the year. And the 3-1, high ball for Hanchey, working a walk, another walk for Downham. And for the second straight inning, the Knights have runners on first and second with nobody out. Downham, best appearance of the season. He went 5 1/3 against the Norfolk Redbirds, earned the win in that game on June 30th. 7 strikeouts, just 1 hit allowed, and the first pitch to Miller is fouled straight back. 3 outings, going at least 4 innings for Downham, but has struggled with pitch count. 91 pitches twice. Thrown at least 70 pitches in his last 3 appearances, and the 0-1 pitches fouled off by Miller, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. Downham, one of 3 two-way players for the Steamers, along with Chris Morris and Ben Bausis. Both game 2 off. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Downham popped up on the infield. Johnson drifting back. He's on the edge of the grass, and he makes the catch for out number 1. For the second straight inning, Downham gets a huge out number 1 after putting 2 runners on. And now Scott McDonough to the plate. McDonough walking his first time 1 out. McDonough, 1 of 4 walks so far. And the first pitch, high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The other 2 TSL teams, in action tonight for the TSL championship. The Virginia Beach Sea Dogs leading the Norfolk Redbirds 3-2 in that game. And a big cut and a miss by McDonough. It's 1-1 with 1 out here in the third. Another fastball. Power versus power. McDonough and Downham there. 1 ball, 1 strike. A single from Holland. A walk from Hanchey. And a big cut and a miss at a 1-1 breaking pitch from Downham. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Tone, the catcher, who's come through with runners on before against the Steamers, waits on deck. And the 1-2 pitch from Downham, swung on, grounded on the infield, could be 2. Myers slips it to second for 1. The throw to first is in time, a double play. 6-4-3, couldn't have come at a better time. A hit and a walk left stranded. 2 more left stranded for the Knights. We go to the bottom of the third. Steamers and Knights tied up at 0. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There were plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign them up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance? Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players, and much more. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Welcome back, bottom half of the third inning. Steamers and Knights, 0-0 ball game. Just 1 hit between the 2 ball clubs through 2 innings and a half. A handful of walks on both sides. Both pitchers surrendering a combined 7 walks, 6 strikeouts. Just 1 hit to Joshua Holland in the top half of the third. 10-1. 2 due up for the Steamers. Drift and Paget, Luke Myers, and Jackson Ellison against John Hawley here in the third. And the first pitch to Paget is swung on, popped up. First base side, Shadle coming in, Tone going over towards the dugout. They'll watch it go out of play. It's no balls and 1 strike. Drift and Paget, no hits in the first game. An excellent play defensively that saved a run early on in the ball game. In the 7th inning, which could have been a lot more, cut down Bryce Lane at the plate on an excellent throw from center to home. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch, fastball on the inside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 to the leadoff hitter, Paget, in the bottom of the third. Fastball, high chopper on the infield. Charging as Holland plays the high hop, goes to first in time to get Paget. Another high chopping ground ball. The Steamers hitting it into the dirt here against Hawley. And Holland making the quick throw to get Paget. And there's one away for Luke Myers stepping in. Myers 0 for 1. Grounded out his first time. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. Steamers finishing the regular season 28-11. What matters? What's done here in the postseason? The first pitch fouled off. No balls and 1 strike. 1 out. Luke Myers, shortstop, second baseman. The Steamers a handful of injuries on the infield. Ryan Goff going down with a broken hand earlier in the season as Myers pops the 0-1 pitch foul. It's 0-2. Went down towards the end of June against Tarboro. Clams brought in infielder Tanner Knowles from the University of Virginia. More balls here needed for Freddie Rivera behind the plate. The University of Georgia Knowles leaving the team due to a university emergency. The Clams bringing in Ty Johnson. Luke Myers has manned shortstop through the end of the season. The 0-2 is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very tough pitch to take for Luke Myers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harley gets the sign and the pitch. Breaking ball, low and away, goes off the foot of Tone, and it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Steamers in their 4th season in the PCL. The Knights just a few. And the 2-2 is fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Knights are part of the Tidewater Summer League with the Norfolk Redbirds and the Virginia Beach Sea Dogs, making the final 4 teams in the postseason tournament. The 2-2 pitch to Myers. Inside, ball 3, and Luke Myers, one of the best Steamers at pitches per plate appearance. Just a little over 4 per plate appearance, worked by Luke Myers. And the 3-2 pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4. Myers works a 1-out walk against Harley, his 4th of the ball game, and now Jackson Ellison up with 1 on and 1 out as the Steamers look to strike first here in the 3rd. Ellison struck out his first time. He's 0 for 1. Davis Halstead on deck. He walked. And fastball command for Harley. Really both pitchers. Tall arms. Trying to work high in the zone with speed. Tends to get away from him. And the first pitch to Ellison, cued on the infield. Holland charging, tags Myers, and that's all he'll get. A smart heads-up play on the bases by Luke Myers, backpedaling to prevent the double play. Holland tags him, and Ellison replaces Myers with 2 outs. A heads-up play for Myers. Rather than running into the tag, forced Holland to go after him. And a fielder's choice, and Davis Halstead to the plate. Steamers left him loaded in the bottom of the 1st inning. Left a runner, 1-2-3 inning for Harley in the 2nd. Now a runner on here in the 3rd, and the first pitch to Halstead is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Halstead, 34th game, 22 hits, 26 walks or hit batters, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit in the air to right. Playable, drifting back is Miller in front of the track, and he makes the catch to end the inning. A runner left, a walk for Harley. We're through 3 with no runs across. We go to the 4th, 0-0, Steamers and Knights. The new 2023 Edenton Steamers merchandise has arrived. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order. Stop by Sound Feet and Shoes of Edenton or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up your Trowon County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Well, fans, summer is here. You know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. The Steamers Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game for your next birthday bash, family gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Welcome back to historic Hicks Field, headed to the top half of the fourth inning after a combined 13 runs in Game 1. No runs through the first 3 innings here in Game number 2. Really afternoon-night doubleheader due to the rain passing through the area last night, suspending Game number 1. Game number 1 finishing today in thrilling fashion, with the Knights taking home the victory out of the Clams' fingers in the bottom half of the 8th inning with 4 runs. Now in a 0-0 game, top half of the 4th, and the first pitch to Jake Tone is in there for a strike from Hank Downham in his 4th inning of work. Tone, Shadle, and Will, 4, 5, and 6 for Greenbrier. And the 0-1. Another breaking pitch. That one in there for a strike. A fastball, a breaking pitch. Back door for Downham. Head in the count 0-2. And a struggle for him tonight to get ahead in the count. And the 0-2 to Tone is a fastball high and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hawley with 59 pitches entering his bottom half of the 4th. Downham now 65. And the 1-2 swung on, line drive, foul down the third base line. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. To wonder on both sides. Head coach is thinking, Justin Hill for the Steamers, who to go to first when the time comes. And the 1-2 from Downham. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Another strikeout for Hank Downham. Number 6 on the night. An excellent breaking pitch. And Tone is down swinging. And for the first time since the first inning, Downham has retired the first batter for the Knights. And now Kenny Shadle to the plate. He walked his first time, was left stranded out at second base. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball in there for a strike, as Downham starting to get a feel for the strike zone here in the 4th. And on the other side for the Knights, head coach Chuck Slaughter ahead in the series now 1-0, as the 0-1 fouled off from Shadle. See how he plays the rest of the game. His starter throwing a no-hitter through the first 3 innings. Against the Steamers offense, who does he turn to out of the bullpen? Playing to win, depending on how this game plays out. Playing for a Game 3. The 0-2 is high. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Only one other time these two teams played each other back-to-back times. The Steamers just 3 times during the season where they played the same team 2 consecutive nights. As the 1-2 pitch to Shadle, breaking ball fouled off. Steamers playing the Tarboro River Bandits early on in the season twice. The 15th and the 16th of June, the Steamers splitting those games with the River Bandits. Won 2 straight games against Tarboro, July 2nd and 3rd. And then 2 straight against these Knights on the 8th and the 10th of July. And the 1-2 is softly hit toward short. Myers charges, gloves it, throw to first is low, and Kirk picks it out of the ground. A great pick by Gabe Kirk on a low throw from Luke Myers. And there's 2 away in the 4th. Myers kind of sidearming it to first. And Kirk staying in front of it, and now Zach Will to the plate. Zach Will tonight, he walked as well. 0 for 0 on the evening. And the first pitch to him, a big swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Downham getting ahead of the Knights batters here in the 4th inning. Have to imagine Coach Hill going to try and ride him out as long as possible. The 0-1. Fastball fouled off. Both teams' arms becoming a premium. Guys returning to school for the fall semester. Fall ball. Arms getting taxed at the end of the season. And the kid from right here in Edenton. The 0-2 pitch to Will. Fastball popped in the air to right. Paulson running in. He dives and he makes the catch. Paulson hesitated in right. Had to lay out for it at the end. And he makes the catch. A strikeout among a 1-2-3 inning for Hank Downham. The game remains scoreless. Heading to the bottom of the 4th in the PCL semifinals between the Knights and the Steamers. Who's ready to rock? The 2nd annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday,